All right, Power 96.1, Atlanta's #1 hit music station. Terry J with you. I got Shaggy in with me. What's up, Shaggy?
Large and in charge. You know what go here, Terry. Big up yourself every time.
Oh, man, look, I'm not going to lie to you. When you first walk through the door, I start thinking about when I first heard your music. I grew up to your music.
Oh,
so
man.
to see you in front of me right now is it's surreal. It's crazy.
You know how many guys come up to me and be like, yo, your music was like prophylactics, man.
Oh, let me tell you, man.
You know what I mean? Nothing could happen without I get that Shaggy CD. I got to play It Wasn't Me, Mr. Boombastic. You know?
All the hits.
You know, when she start crying, I play Angel.
Oh, man. Angel? Look,
The big thing is not to make her cry, though.
But unless it's in the good way.
Yes.
Unless it's in the good way.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, man.
Tears of joy.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain, man. It's it's a blessing to have health. Everything else is a bonus, you know?
Everything else is a bonus. How long have you been in the music industry?
Probably been doing this for somewhere over 20 years.
Over 20 years. I think
give or take a few years. You know
give or take. I'm gonna give you a couple more.
Yeah.
Just why not? Bolster it up a little bit. So I think you've been doing studio albums since 1993, and I think you have 12 studio albums.
Is it? I lost count.
At least that's what Wikipedia told me.
Yeah, but probably a lot of them could probably boil down to like greatest hits. Also, they put that in there, and compilations, and so it all depends.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna ask you this question because you've been doing music for quite some time now. Quite some time now. What's the difference between doing music in the 90s and then in the 2000s and like even now? Like for you,
as far as promoting it.
Promotions or
well, to make it is easier now because it's all software now. Everything is technology. It's just I remember when we used to just do it on the tape, and we only had 24 tracks. You know what I mean? 36 if you was lucky into a big studio, but it was really just 24 tracks, and we couldn't. We didn't have Pro Tools where you could chop up vocals and edit and
real quick, right?
Do multiple tracks, and we had to do that one vocal, so it made you work harder, and I remember recalling records was hell, because when you do the mix, you got to recall the mix.
Yeah,
there's no recall because there wasn't a recall. You have to mix it all over again. So that was brutal.
The process was just intense.
Process was intense, and then as far as promoting the record, is different now because. Like me coming back in now, I got to learn social media all over. And I mean, it was like, yo, dude, in my time, no.
There was no social media. It was word of mouth. It was
and now it's like a whole different job because you got Snapchat, you got Instagram, you got Musical.ly now, you got Twitter, you know what I mean? You got Facebook. And now you got Facebook Live.
Facebook Live is crazy, right?
It's crazy right now. So
it's crazy.
But if you think about all those things that you gotta work on all of these and really send on all of these, it's like, dude, that's a lot of work. You know what I mean? And everything, you kind of just got to film everything you do and throw everything up. You know what I mean?
But I think what also is crazy is the access that people have to you. It's almost like 24/7 now with social media.
Yeah,
versus back
it's
in the day,
intrusive. It is a little intrusive.
So I'm gonna ask you a question because, like I said, you've been in music for a while, and I always have this debate sometimes of the pressure that new artists face versus I feel like yourself or like someone like Michael Jackson back in the day when they were putting out music, they had time to spend on an album and put their heart and soul into an album. I feel like these days kids are so used to boom, 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 like it's so microwave ready.
Yeah, but that's why we're not having any classics. If you think about these records, a lot of these records, I mean, you're in the radio, so you see what goes. There's records that last, 6 to 8 months. You know what I mean? And then they just drop heavy. You know what I mean? Because there's still a lot of guys that were beat makers. People confuse a guy that make a beat with somebody who's a producer. You know what I mean? A producer has to have an ear. You know what I mean? There's things in a record that are going to clash that is, you can't hear just the way the hi-hat flows compared to how the bass goes to how the cadences that you do on the lyric. It's got to be able to breathe. Certain things not supposed to clash. And you as an artist probably can't hear that, and a producer will be able to hear that.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
And that's how you have these classic songs that last for long. That's why you have people like the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and, the Dr. Dre's and these people who have these really magical ear. You know what I mean? And they do these songs that are classic songs that last over 10, 20 years. My producer Sting International that did Angel, It Wasn't Me, Mr. Boombastic. These songs are still
generations
very relevant and very recurrent on radio because these are producers, you know what I mean? And they have that ear to really make sure the record is mixed, right, and produced properly to where it's classic, you know what I mean?
Because I think it's just, I think it's still amazing. Like, I was fortunate enough that I was old enough that when those records broke, you know, I was still I would say a young pup sitting there listening and singing, and maybe not fully understood the words that everything was going on, but I was word for word.
Banging on the bathroom
door? I was word for word.
You were just banging on the bathroom door? Really? So I didn't realize I was just
man, when the video came out, oh my goodness, I was like,
so that's what that was.
That's what that. But it's amazing now.
Just all you got to say is just tell Mama, it wasn't me.
Mama, it wasn't me. Man, but it's just, for me, it's just crazy because generations still now know the words to your songs.
Yeah.
And it's a whole new generation.
Yeah.
And I think to me, that's what music is missing. Like those songs that for years to come, new generations of kids growing up. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I listen to your music, I'm like, it brings me back to a time, and then I look at other people still singing, and I'm like, all right.
You can arguably say that people have, a lot of artists have hit records. But I don't think I have hit records. I think some of my records are really moments in life. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, a song like Mr. Boombastic is a moment. It's not just a hit record. Is like, okay, a record is a hit, but how many of them got these monsters
that
are
feeling? It's just out of control. You're like, wow.
It was something epic. You know what I mean? We've had like 4 or 5 really epic moments in history.
Isn't that awesome that you could say that you did that? Like some artists,
it's amazing.
Some artists are like lucky if they get like a splash of that.
Right. So they'll have a bunch of hits that are a hit record, but then you get probably like one monster. You know, but we've been happy to get probably around like 5 of those they've been like.
That's a blessing.
Like
that's a blessing.
Really, just epic moments. In history, just like wow.
So it was really cool. Doing my research about you. I saw pictures from back in your military days.
Being
in the Marines,
ex-Marine,
which is really, which is really cool because my father back in the day, he was a Marine as well, and so I always have there's always a special.
So military brat.
So I didn't get to do.
Was he an officer?
He was. He finished right before I was born.
Okay.
But he was an officer. He was stationed like out in Honolulu. So I was almost close to being born. Okay, I was almost close to being born in Hawaii.
Wow.
Ended up making it to Louisiana though. So
you would have been a pineapple baby.
Pineapple baby. Why not? But and so which brings me to you have a new track out.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. That Love, yes. And the video behind it was actually based off of the experience. Tell me about the experiences that you had from being a Marine and bringing that feeling of. Missing that love from across, and tell me about the special lady because I'm pretty sure that's that feeling that it's for all the ladies, but I'm sure it's about one lady in particular.
Well, put it this way: it's the song is really just a love. It's a love song. It's a feel good love song. You know what I mean? And I'm doing the album that I'm doing now is an album that really caters to the female. So, and it's an album full of love songs, but it really boils down. In this day and age, what I've noticed that there's a lot of I'm saying to the ladies what they haven't been hearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying all the things that men don't say to them these days.
And what are they not saying these days?
You know what I mean? First of all, everybody is really up on keeping it real. And sometimes not everybody want to hear your realness. You know? Like
some people keep it too real, right?
Like, honey, you look fat in them jeans. You know? I'm keeping it real with you though. I'm your friend.
Wait, but is it fat like FAT or PHAT? Because remember back in like 90s, 2000, you tell a girl fat, you was cool.
You say fat, her self-esteem down. So the point I'm trying to make is everybody in this day and age of everybody's it's cool to keep it real.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not cool to keep it real. You know what I mean? Sometimes you lie to me. You know what I mean? Sometimes she already know that she's, probably put some pounds on. She just want to feel sexy today.
Right.
Ma, you look good. Wow, I can't wait to get you out them jeans. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
How about that?
You know what I mean? So this is a record that I'm doing where I'm saying things, all the beauty. Might I say you're looking lovely this evening? You're beautiful and it shows.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
That was another classic coming through.
These are what we're going to say, and these are records that we're going to do. So That Love was just a record like that, right? Can you tell me what you're doing tonight? Matter of fact, what you doing for the rest of your life?
Right.
Roger that. I'll do anything just to see you smile. For your love, I would run more than a mile. Over in the mountain and the ocean wide, I won't stop till I get that love.
And you're right.
You
It's
know
like
what I
it's
mean?
lyrics like that are really missing in today's time.
You know what I mean?
These days, you pretty much buying a bottle, and from the bottle, they go to the bed.
Yeah,
and
you know,
over.
everybody seems like, she's the bitch, she's the hoe. You know, that's what you're hearing now.
Right. There's not enough respect, not enough love like back in the day when it was just
I just
it was
want to
about
make
the
that
love.
record like that. So the record was about that. But then we went to the video concept now, and I was like, what would be something cool? And a friend of mine just came and was like, wow, you know, this song really makes it feels like it's good for those people who are deployed. And I'm like, wow, it just rang a bell at that point. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, and me being a military, it really connected the dot because I'm ex-military. And I was like, you know, even the other day when people were talking about sacrifices made, you know, Donald Trump is, who made the sacrifice? Sacrifices are made on both sides.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you say service member isn't just the person who is out there. It's also the families. The family is also a service member because they're putting time in service. You know, also, you know, by not having, a mom is taking up the roles of mom and dad, you know what I mean? So that's her service to her country also. So it's really just bringing this record around, this video to really connect on, you know, the family and what goes through, you know what I mean, what happens to these families once they're deployed. And the video just depicts that very well, you know what I mean? And I think it just really drove it home.
Very cool, very cool. You're here in Atlanta, and you're here in Atlanta for a reason. Tell me why you're here in Atlanta.
We are here for a concert.
Okay.
And
it's PXP, I believe it's called?
PXP.
Yes.
Hosted by Akon. You know?
Right. And you're the headliner, right?
And yes, so they say. Tons of artists is on it. And, I think it's a great experience. Tickets have been going very well. So big up to Atlanta. I want you all to come out in your masses. You're going to get a little bit of reggae loving. You know what I mean? Bring them up in a bucket. Flooding is common. There will be an orgasm. You know what I mean? We're going to have Rich Homie Quan is on there. Myself, Our City, Akon, just to name a few. And it's going to be, it's going to be turned up, man. I'm going to bring a little reggae life to the, to the ATL, you know what I'm saying?
Very cool.
Bring some jerk chicken over here, so, you know what I mean?
Jerk chicken. I love me some jerk chicken. I'd be down to eating some jerk chicken.
So,
bring some
doing
jerk
my
chicken.
set, I'm just telling, to the, to the law, you know what I mean, to the po-po, if there's a little bit of a aroma in the air, it's all love,
It's all love.
It's all love during the reggae segment.
Aroma.
You know what I mean? It's only going to last to, probably an hour to that. Just bear with us, a little aroma.
All right.
You know what I mean? We're cleaning the air for you. You know what I mean?
Take a deep breath and just be okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, man. All right, so my last question for you, Shaggy, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And beyond. Like
doing something that make me happy, bro. You know what I mean? I do music because it's all I really know. It's and it's like air. I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I come out here. This is not work for me. You know what I mean? It's time consuming. It is a hard work, but at the end of the day, it's also something I very much love. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing down the line. I don't know if I'll still be making records. Probably I will be still making records. I don't know if I'll still be promoting it. It all depends on this journey that I'm on right now. We have 2 records out right now. They're doing extremely well. We just came, who'd have known, after 10, 12 years, we came back with I Need Your Love. And just means that the fans haven't had enough of Shaggy, you know what I mean? And they're embracing us. So, I feed it while they need it.
Yeah, love it, man.
Yeah.
Shaggy dropping knowledge. That's what I love. That's how we're going to end the note. Shaggy dropping knowledge, man. Power 96.1. Shaggy, you are more than welcome here anytime.
Every time, Virgin.
Every time, man.
Play that love, damn it.
Oh, we're going to get it played, man. Power 96.1. Thank you. That's it.